What I want to test out is whether the shadow reading from front lit and backlit will end up with the same basic exposure, and comparing that with the incident exposure. I'm using a slightly different lens today. This is a 300mm Fujinon plasmat lens. It's big, you can see it's big. I don't use it very often, which is why I'm using it now. So I'm going to have to extend everything right out. So there, and there, and there. It's about maximum extension, there we go. Well, maximum extension on the back. I'll give myself a little bit of room, there we go. Okay, let's, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture here of the sand, and then I'll turn the camera around and I'll take a picture of the beach in the other direction going into the sun. I'm going to drop the lens down to get a bit more foreground because I'm not really interested in the background there. I'm going to put a little bit of shine film on that to get everything in focus. That's right in the foreground there. And that's right in the background there. And they're both in focus. So, light meter reading. Now, assuming that the camera is, there's the sun there. So assuming I'm basically directly backlit, first of all, let's check my ISO setting. Yep, it's 100. Meter reading, zero it off. It says I'm EV15. That's exactly the same as last time I was here, EV15, which is 1/30th f32. Okay, now, if I'm perpendicular to the sun, yeah, I'm perpendicular to the sun, it's now, well, this gives a good comparative meter reading. It says now I'm 2/3 of a stop less. And if I'm completely backlit, I'm even in my own chat. If I'm completely backlit, I'm 3 stops down. Let's talk about what that means. If it's completely backlit, like now, I'm completely backlit. Meter reading here would try to make my face as bright as it was when it's here, which I don't want to do. I actually want that to be in shadow. So I'm thinking that if I take an incident light meter reading now just into the sun, as I turn the camera around and go backlit, that's going to maintain the highlights where they should be. That's what I'm going to test out today. So let's test it out today. Now, tighten everything down. Yep, tight, 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 tight. Okay. F32. Actually, I might go to F22 and make it a 60th. Now, use the same one, use the same, don't change anything. Let me check that. 1/30th f32. Yep. Okay, let's take a picture. 1:30 f32 incident. Make it happen. There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the camera into the sun. I'm probably going to end up with some horrible flare, but let's just see how we go, because there's really not much else I can do. Right. Uncock that, open it up, open it up. Okay, that's my new composition there. And you can see that's the sun up there, so it's not quite directly into the light. Actually, I'm going to turn it so I've got the sun. Yeah, why don't I do that? Why don't I do that? Just on the edge there. Yeah, let's be mean. Maybe I'll just pop the lens hood on a bit anyway. I've still got a bit of light shining on the front element, but not as much as if it was just completely naked, eh? I had some chewing gum. Oh, now it's fallen off. There you go, it's just screwed in a little bit. Oh, there you go. That is screwed on. Very good. Excellent. And that's as far out as it'll go. Maybe I can drop that down a little bit like that. Yeah, that'll do. Excellent. That's almost completely off the front lens. Fabulous. Okay, take another picture. There. You'll notice I didn't bother changing the focus at all. Okay, so that's both incident. My next question was, reflected light meter reading from the shadows. I'm going to use the shadow of the camera there, because it's going to be there when I go to the sand dunes, right? So let's make it happen. So, the darkest is 11 1/3. Actually, let's just do the white sand. The darkest of the white sand is exactly 12. So if I measure this from this angle, it's like 12 1/6. If I measure it from this angle, it's a 12 1/6. It darkens a little bit the further round I get, but only half a stop. Okay. So what would 12 be? 12 would be, quarter of 32. I've put it on zone 2. 1, 2, zone 3 is the 15th of 32. Another stop. Yeah. I can do one more. So I'm going to do this one at Going to do this one at 1/15 f32. So this is the third shot. I can do that. I've got the third. 1/15 f32 spot. Okay, I'm gonna head home and take a look. 3 today. Wow.